Hey, Bigfoot Tony here, as I'm sure you already know, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. I'll go straight into it. Let's make it full screen. Sorry, you may hear some noise in the background, it's just the TV. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching the TV and doing this at the same time, don't worry. Alrighty. Let's play. What the? So that was the original video. I have enhanced the contrast and some sharpness added. The descent stabilized. Maybe I can loop it. Yeah. As you can see, it's very sketchy, very blurry in places. I tried to stabilize it as best as I could. Like I say, it's many frames were just complete blur, so this is, you know, just have to work with what we got. So here we have this individual, this creature, possibly this human in the suit walking down, and this kind of goes all haywire at this point. It doesn't really help much to do in slow motion, and we kind of sidesteps over here, which is quite interesting. Just there, kind of a interesting sidestep, and this position here, this kind of kneeling or squatting position, to me is almost like a teenager would do, where the leg is kind of twisted here, kind of a slouchy, kind of, you know, lazy. I'm talking about my own children here. The throw. Now let's loop this one as well. Same again, it's going to be a bit sketchy, and I've stabilized as best as I could. Just you might want to step back from the screen. Don't stand too close. Now, I'm not saying that is a human in the suit, but to me it does look like the way a young person, a human, would throw a stone or anything. But that's not to say that Sasquatch don't throw the same way. So like I say, I'm not saying that it is somebody in a suit. I'm just saying it appears to me that it just looks similar to a human being. The form and the way it moves and that kind of thing. Let's move on. What the? And also this reaction. The first reaction is kind of, for me anyway, a bit suspicious. Don't know if it's just me, just my thinking, or what the? What the? What the? What the? Then again, I'm no expert on acting or finding out if anyone's acting, if you know what I mean. But what the? What the? Knee lock. We have a knee lock. You know, maybe they don't always keep their knees bent. The same again. This does look like the way a human would do this action. Just there. That's a locked knee. Pad and white. So, from what I remember from the PG film and MK Davis's analysis, the patty would have a pad, like a kind of a raised pad underneath the foot. You know, which makes sense because they would need some protection when they're walking on hard ground and sticks and that kind of thing. So yeah, but to me that I cannot see anything there. That's not to say that there isn't. It could just be the angle, but it just looks completely black and flat under there. Nothing raised or no pad or anything. I could be wrong. And also this white, this interesting white object on top of the foot is interesting. It's not the only place we see that either. There's a few other places here as well. Just there, it could be the leaves, possibly the leaves as it's walking along, or it could be something attached to the leg. Can't be certain really in any case. And to me also it doesn't look like there's any definition in the leg or in any part of the body for that matter. It just looks like it's all kind of a loose, baggy cloth, if you know what I mean. Especially you would think that at the end, towards the calf, it would, or towards the end of the foot on the ankle, it would narrow out instead of doing the opposite, which is what it seems to be here. It's widening, becoming wider at the bottom before it meets the foot. If you know what I mean. Hand to face, nope, holding down a branch. At first I thought he was, or she was putting the hand to the face, and I thought maybe he's fixing something there. But then I realized, I think it's what he's doing, or she is doing, is holding down a branch just here. Looks like 2 fingers there. And letting go, as you can see. So that's the movement there. Maybe I'll just zoom in at this point and have a closer look, and also maybe up the contrast. Let's just zoom in on this frame. There you can kind of see 2 digits there. Which way is he running? Did the rock hit his car? So what I'm saying here is, you would expect, what I would expect, if a rock is being thrown in that direction from here to here, you would expect to run the opposite direction if you're really that afraid, unless the rock has hit the car and he's which he's about to get into, and he's checking the damage. So he's actually running towards the direction of the stone. As you can see, the post, there you go. If I scroll left and right, now scrolling forward, back and forward. So he's going in the direction of the rock which has just been thrown. So that is all I have. What I'll do, I'll just play this. So that's the end of this presentation, this analysis. What do you think? I think it looks like a person in a suit to me, but that's not to say that it's not a Sasquatch. I'm not going to just, make a judgment on my feelings, especially as it's so sketchy and not very clear. I'll let you decide. Thanks for watching.